And now, our feature presentation.
Hello everybody, so welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a video because of circumstances and priorities, but I managed to have some time to do a full-on Blu-ray collection video, 4K and Blu-ray. So it's going to include almost everything. So, meaning almost everything, I'm not going to include every Criterion Blu-ray that I've owned. I'm going to save that for the next yearly Criterion video. So, but the other Blu-rays I have not shown, so that along with most of the horror Blu-rays I have shown on one other video and A24 Blu-rays, I'm just going to show them off. So they're going to be in alphabetical order from the number to Z, and then I'm going to save the box sets for last. So let's get started. It's going to be a long one. Here we go. Okay then, so we're going to start with the numbers. Again, like I said, I'm not going to show every Criterion Blu-ray that I've owned because, again, I'm going to save them for the yearly Criterion Collection video. But we're going to get started with this one, and I'm not going to describe every single one of them because I want to keep it short and sweet. Again, also, I want to remind you, I don't own every infamous movie I owned. I mean, just to get that right off the bat. So if people comment like, oh, why don't you have this one? Oh, why do you have it? Look, it's time. Yeah, this is a timely thing. So it's years to accumulate all of this. And I'll tell you which Blu-ray, which was the first Blu-ray I have owned in the past. So yeah, anyway, I just want to note that. So let's get started. 8.5. 12 Angry Men. Masterpiece. 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. Put that there. The 400 Blows. 1917. All right, that's the numbers. All right, and here's the ace. The Accountant, underrated action film. The Age of Innocence, an underrated Martin Scorsese film. Best Picture winner, All About Eve. Hot take, I think it's a really, really good movie. I don't declare it as one of the great films, but I like it very much. All the President's Men. The bootleg version or the director's version of Almost Famous. I love both versions, the original and the director's cut, so it doesn't matter which one I'll watch. It's just a lovely comfort film. Actually, it's better than that. I think it's the best film of that year, 2000. So, yeah. Classic, Amadeus, the director's cut. I wish they had the original cut on Blu-ray, but that's okay. The director's cut is as worth it. So, yeah, this is like a masterpiece in my opinion. Ambulance. The American President, underrated Rob Reiner and Aaron Sorkin film. Great cast. An American Werewolf in London. Now, I cannot explain why, but guilty pleasure, Anaconda. The unrated version of Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Annihilation, underrated sci-fi film directed by Alex Garland. Ex Machina, Annihilation, they're both great. Men, all right. The Arrow version of The Apartment, I only own 2 Arrow version Blu-rays, and classic, Billy Wilder. Apocalypse Now. I only watched the original version, but the Redux comes with it. Redux is very good, but the French plantation scene slows it down. But this original version is excellent. And also watch Hearts of Darkness, the documentary. It's excellent as well. Underrated holiday flick, Arthur Christmas. Lovely film. Denis Villeneuve, Arrival. I think I got that out of order, but that's okay. This one, I think, is a underrated Hollywood gem, Arsenic and Old Lace. I watched it for the first time last year. It's hilarious. Okay, the Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. I don't own Age of Ultron because I think it's okay. It's a little mid in my opinion. I don't like to say that word, but I don't watch it often, so yeah. And that's it for the A's. Let's move on to the B's. Okay. The Bad Guys. I enjoy that movie a lot. Now this one, would you call this a guilty pleasure, or would you call this a very good comedy flick that is underrated? It could be either. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. It's seemingly dumb, but it's really funny. This is a very fun movie. Barry Lyndon, Stanley Kubrick film. I know many people don't love it because it's dull, but I like it very much, and it's not my cup of tea. This genre of period dramas are not my cup of tea, so, but I enjoy this one. The Batman. The Big Lebowski. Not one of my top 5 Coen films, or top 3 Coen films, but I enjoy this one a lot. It's a very good comedy. The Big Sick. I put this out of order again, but that's okay. Being John Malkovich, Spike Jonze. Birds of Prey. There are problems with the movie, but I enjoy this movie a lot, so yeah. And she's terrific. I'm not a big fan of this filmmaker, but I like Black Klansman a lot. A fantastic Spike Lee joint. Black Panther, fantastic. Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049, both equally great. You could make a case for which one is better than the other, but they're both superb. And you got to be impressed by Denis Villeneuve's vision of that world. Now, here's an underrated gem that people do not talk about, Blindspotting. Now, I've had problems with the first time viewing, but I've come around and it's really, really good. You should definitely watch this movie. My favorite De Palma film, Blowout. David Lynch, Blue Velvet. I'm not a massive fan of this movie. I think it's good, but I think it's a little overpraised, but I like it still. So, Booksmart, yeah, it's good. Funny, yeah. Great movie coming up, Boys in the Hood. Bringing Up Baby, funny film. And Broadcast News. Yeah, I like this one a lot. All right, C's. The Cabin in the Woods. I watch this every horror marathon in October. Underrated De Palma, Carlito's Way. Classic, Casablanca. Casino. Christmas Vacation, hilarious. One of my absolute favorites, or no, actually not there yet, but this one I just got. I was trying to find it, but I finally found it. Cinderella Man, very good movie, underrated sports film, underrated Ron Howard film. Yeah, really good. Now, this one's one of my absolute favorites, Cinema Paradiso, the ultimate love letter to the movies, or to the love of the movies. Yeah. Coco. Remember Me. Okay. Collateral. And I mixed them up again. It's all right, but Come On, Come On. There, let me fix that moment. My apologies. All right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Now, this is devastating. Come and See. It's a brutal masterpiece, the ultimate anti-war film. Yeah, if you have not seen this, this is definitely a must-watch. But if you only can watch it one time, I don't blame you. Superb. Okay. Now this one. Oh, another guilty pleasure, but I don't care. I like this movie a lot for its cheesiness. Con Air. Yeah. The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. Conjuring is very good. Conjuring 2 is good. Yeah, I don't own the third one. I thought the third one was okay. No, I just got this one. It's on sale, and I like this movie a whole lot. Cool Hand Luke. Paul Newman performance. Fantastic. And George Kennedy is great as well. Underrated horror flick, Crawl. Crazy Rich Asians. I have Creed, and I have Creed 2. Creed 3, I'll just wait for it to drop, of course, but they're both really, really good. Well, actually, I think Creed is really good. Creed 2 is solid, but both fantastic movies. Okay, what's next? The Croods. Yeah, I like it. Sue me. And The Crow. Good flick. All right, moving on. Okay, to the D's. Dark Waters. Out of print, but beautiful film, Days of Heaven, from Terrence Malick, from the Criterion Collection. I mean, you can still get it, but it's not going to be in the Criterion Collection. I love this movie to pieces. Dazed and Confused, from Richard Linklater. The cover work is just spectacular. Deadpool. Cronenberg coming in. The Dead Zone. Deepwater Horizon. Underrated film, Defending Your Life. Can you have a romance in the afterlife? Maybe, maybe not. Demolition Man. There. The Departed, or The Departed. The Disaster Artist. Django Unchained. Classic movie coming up, Do the Right Thing. I think it's Spike Lee's masterpiece. Fantastic underrated sequel. Mike Flanagan's Dr. Sleep. Yeah, I don't know why it bombed at the box office, but it's superb. And she is terrific. Actually, all three of them are terrific. Out of print again, Don't Look Now, from Criterion. Double Indemnity, classic. Another classic coming up. Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Can't wait for part 2. Dune, part 1. Yeah, it's remarkably crafted. And Dunkirk. All right. Ease. Okay, so not a lot of E's, but there's some bangers. Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat. Title's confusing as hell, but this is a superb, underrated action flick. I don't know why it bombed at the box office. They're both fantastic in this movie. A couple of Tim Burton films coming up. Ed Wood, and my personal favorite, Edward Scissorhands. Elvis. End of Watch, underrated crime drama. I love this movie. Enemy of the State. This is timely, eerily timely, about privacy and electronics and telecommunication. Yeah. Another classic, modern one, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Everest, sad movie. My favorite film of 2022, or last year, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now this is going to be weird, but bear with me. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Yeah, I put them in that order, but a part of a trilogy. I don't own the first one. I don't think the first one is that great of a movie. I like it, but I think it's like a preview for the second one. The second one is basically a bigger budgeted first movie, but I like these two to pieces. I actually do like the first one and the fourth one from Fede Alvarez and Evil Dead Rises. So there's no bad movie in the series, in my opinion. One of those rarities in a horror franchise, in my opinion. But yeah. Yeah, Army of Darkness is a lot of fun, but Evil Dead 2, for me, is the best. And modern classic, in my opinion, Ex Machina. Okay, F's. Let's see. All right. Face Off. Fantastic Mr. Fox. The Farewell. Fargo. Fargo. The Coen Brothers. My favorite. The Fifth Element. Oh, shoot. You know what? I'm not supposed to be talking about this movie. I wasn't supposed to. Oh, well. I guess I might have to perish after this video. Well, anyway, Fight Club. Not supposed to talk about it. Underrated film. The Fighting with My Family. This is fun and wholesome. The Firm. First Man. Underrated Chazelle. My least favorite, but it is an underrated film. Yeah, I like this one. I love this movie. Ford versus Ferrari and Fury. All right, then. To the G's. All right, then. So, okay. The Game from David Fincher. One of my absolute favorite comedies in recent years, maybe my favorite, Game Night. This was a big surprise. Gattaca. Gattaca. The Gentleman. Horror classic, Get Out. Modern horror classic, but I think it will establish to be that for years to come. The Gift. Underrated film. The Godfather trilogy. Part 1 and Part 2 are absolute masterpieces. Part 3 gets a lot of hate. I like it fine, but yeah, it doesn't compare to the first two films. Yeah. All right. Godfather collection. Underrated comedy, Good Boys. All right, Good Boys. Oh, I mixed it up a little bit. Goodfellas, classic. Good Time. Good Will Hunting. Yeah, I did mix it up. Okay. Gladiator. The Grand Budapest Hotel. My personal favorite Wes Anderson film. The Great Escape. The Green Knight. And Green Room. All right, on to the H's. Hacksaw Ridge. Horror classic, Halloween, from John Carpenter. I like the reboot. I do not like its sequels, the reboot sequels. Kills was really bad and Ends was just awful. That was really bad. These two are really fun. Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. Yeah, those are fun movies. Okay, The Hateful Eight. Good Tarantino film, not great. Here's a great Michael Mann film, Heat. One of my favorites from 2016, Hell or High Water. One of my favorites from 2018, Hereditary. Sorry about that, I'm gonna itch my arm. Hidden Figures. The Hidden Fortress. If you like Star Wars, you'll like this movie. And by the way, this is one of the few Criterions I have not seen yet. You see it. High and Low from Kurosawa, a fantastic crime thriller. Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Fun holiday movies, fun Christmas movies. My favorite documentary, Hoop Dreams. The Hunt for Red October, and this was fun, Hustlers. All right, then, moving on. Okay, so on to the eyes. All right. I, Tanya. This is the first Blu-ray that I've ever owned, Inception. You can see the digital copy was actually a disc. And it's not as easy back then as it was right today. But yeah, Inception, the first one to a great movie. Look at that. It's awesome. All right, then. I cannot explain this. I don't have the first movie on Blu-ray, but I have the second one, Incredibles 2. It's a good movie, but The Incredibles, the first one, it's great. It's one of my absolute favorite Pixar movies, so I have to get that one. All right, Inglourious Bastards. Ikiru from Kurosawa. The first Insidious movie. I don't own the second or third movie. I thought it's okay, but I still can't wait for Patrick Wilson's directorial film, The Red Door. So, Insidious, The Red Door. So, let's see what happens with that one. This was a surprise, Instant Family. I thought I was going to hate this movie, but this is actually pretty sweet. This movie is climbing up in the Nolan rankings, Interstellar. This is a fantastic remake, The Invisible Man. The Irishman from Scorsese, the only Netflix movie from Criterion that I own. And this is going to bring some nostalgic memories. Iron Man, but on the Blockbuster Blu-ray cover. That was basically the downside to owning a Blu-ray from Blockbuster. They give you the DVD covers, not the Blu-ray covers, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the movie's the movie, and it's one of my absolute favorite movies from the MCU. Isle of Dogs, a good Wes Anderson film, not a great one. It. I don't own the second one. I think it's okay. It Follows, a very good horror film. And this is a lovely Christmas film, kind of underrated. It Happened on Fifth Avenue. Yeah, from the Warner Archive Collection. So that's Eyes. Here we go with the J's. Yeah, this is a short one. Jackie Brown. John Wick. John Wick Chapter 2. And John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Can't wait to own Chapter 4. That was an amazing movie. I think the first one's still my favorite, but 4 is very close. Jojo Rabbit. Now, this has fallen, I'm afraid, a little bit waned over time because I used to adore it, but I think it's I like it with a great performance. It's a good movie, but his performance is fantastic. And underrated film, courtroom film. Just Mercy. All right, K's, and this is a short one. This is one of the 3 Ghibli movies I own, Kiki's Delivery Service. This movie has grown on me. I liked it with flaws, but then, I don't know, I just cannot resist the wonderful animation and the message behind it. And I think it's a lovely animated film, regardless of where it came from. But it is adorable. It's beautiful. Again, one of the 3 I own. The Killing from Stanley Kubrick. I want to thank my friends for introducing me to this. I watched this movie over the pandemic. A Knight's Tale. This is a fun film. I cannot believe I overlooked it. Great Heath Ledger. And a fun film, Knives Out. Yeah. All right, that's it. Okay, these next 2 piles are going to be big, so prepare yourself. All right, LA Confidential. Out-of-print version of La Dolce Vita. If you'd like to see this movie, either find it on the Criterion channel. I believe it's also on Max. Max. And you can get it on the Ultimate Fellini. I think that's what it's called. There's a Fellini collection on Criterion, and you can watch this. But it's a great film. La Haine. La La Land. No, musicals are not my thing, but I like that one a lot. Lady Bird. Lady Eve. I just watched this one for the first time. I think it has probably the sexiest comedic scene I've ever seen. Another Hitchcock, The Lady Vanishes. Underrated film from Ridley Scott, Last Duel. I have no comprehension as to why this didn't do well or even get nominated for the Oscars. It's just unbearable. But yeah, that was a very good one. The Last Samurai. The Last Temptation of Christ from Martin Scorsese. A League of Their Own. This one I watched for the first time last year. Let the Right One In. I'm not a vampire person. Probably my least favorite horror trope or horror character, sub-character. But this is one of the few that I really do like. And it is a wonderful movie. So Let the Right One In. Sorry, guys, but I like licorice pizza. So I'm sorry. All right, say it. Why'd you spill those beans? The Lighthouse. Gets better and better with each viewing. The Lion King, the original version. Little Women, a masterpiece in my opinion. The Lobster. Local Hero, an underrated flick that is near and dear to my heart. Logan, fantastic superhero film. Lone Survivor. Underrated rom-com, Long Shot. And another one that I watched thanks to my friends, another vampire flick, The Lost Boys. So much fun. I had a hoot with that movie. And Love and Monsters. All right. M's, The Massive Empire. Here we go. Mad Max Fury Road. I don't own the other Mad Max films. I do like the second one also, The Road Warrior. First one's fine, and the third one I'm not a big fan, Beyond Thunderdome. But Fury Road is my favorite, and I love that movie to pieces. It was my favorite movie of 2015. Magnolia. Great, ambitious film from Paul Thomas Anderson. Malcolm X, Criterion version. I don't care what anybody says. I like this movie a lot. Pieces, Malignant. It is crazy, but I like this one a lot. Underrated film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Man on Fire. The Manchurian Candidate, the original version. Intense film. Another intense one, Memories of Murder from Bong Joon-ho. Mid-90s. Midsommar. Do. Midnight Cowboy. One of my underrated or underappreciated favorite films, Mildred Pierce. Wonderful film. Modern Times. You gotta have a Chaplin film in there. Moonlight. Monsters, Inc. And I'm gonna mess this up in order. Yes, I did. Okay, that's okay. Minari. One of the best films of 2020. Minority Report. Okay, I have the classic on DVD. This one, yeah, I like it a lot as well. I mean, I like the remake. It's just wholesome, classical filmmaking. But I do like the original one better, but this one's not bad. It's very good. Underrated film, Molly's Game. Fall. Moneyball. Yeah, this one's good. The Mule. There. Mulholland Drive. My Cousin Vinny. And My Neighbor Totoro from the Ghibli collection. All right, on to the ends. Network, Sidney Lumet film, great 70s film. It holds up. We should have had a sequel, The Nice Guys. Maybe we'll get it. I don't know. Underappreciated holiday flick, The Night Before. Nightcrawler. Should have been nominated. Maybe should have won. Classic, No Country for Old Men. The last of the Craig Bond films, No Time to Die. Nobody. Nope. Nope. The Northman. Another Hitchcock, Notorious. One of my top 5 favorite Hitchcock films. All right, that's it for the ends. On to the O's. Not many. Old School. On the Waterfront. Could have been a contender. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Not the best cover. The cover, yeah, this is the best one right here. But, yeah, it's fine. No, it's a very good movie. All right, P's. Adorable films here. Paddington and Paddington 2. If you dislike this movie, you dislike happiness. Or these movies. Can't wait for Paddington in Peru. That will be the 3rd movie. My favorite film of 2019, Parasite. Paris, Texas. Paths of Glory. Patriots Day. Underrated film, The Peanut Butter Falcon. Pearl. Phantom Thread. Underappreciated PTA film. The last movie featuring Daniel Day-Lewis until he unretires. Pig. This blew my expectations out of the water. One of my favorite movies of all time, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Maybe one of my favorite comedies. Favorite comedy. I don't know. Point Break, the original, not the terrible remake. Poltergeist, the original. Scary film. Wonderful, lovely painting of a film. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Sad, though. Predator. Yeah. Prisoners by Denis Villeneuve. Promising Young Woman. Pulp Fiction. And Punch Drunk Love. That will be the P's. And then only have one Q. A Quiet Place. All right, now to the R's. Okay, all right then. We got Raging Bull, masterpiece from Martin Scorsese. The Raid collection, Raid 1 and 2. Seen the first one, it's amazing. I haven't seen the second one yet. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Raising Arizona, I love this movie. Rashomon from Kurosawa that launched the multiple storyline effect, you know, from the vantage point of view effect. Yeah. Love this movie. Ratatouille. I watch this every horror marathon, every October, Ready or Not. Rebecca, Alfred Hitchcock film. This is a fantastic movie on 4K. Red Shoes. Yeah, gorgeous. We are the Titans. Remember the Titans. This is a good one. Underrated film. Richard Jewell. Great performance by Paul Walter Hauser. Classic in my book, The Right Stuff. Robin Hood. Nostalgia right there. The Rock, and this is funny because they make a reference to the song Rocket Man. A good movie as well. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And this is an underrated film from Sidney Lumet, Running on Empty. I highly recommend this film. A great coming-of-age film from about, you can just read it right here. Anti-war activists that they become fugitives, but the children have to be involved. But River Phoenix wants to stop running and live a life. So, great movie. And Rush, underrated Ron Howard. All right, now this is the bigger one I have, and that's the S's. So get ready for this one, folks. Saint Maud, underrated horror film. This is a fantastic movie from A24. Yeah, I like this one. San Andreas. Actually, I don't own many steelbooks, and I don't really care for them, but it was fine. The Santa Claus. I like this movie. 90s film. 90s childhood. Masterpiece. Saving Private Ryan. Right there. Scarface. The remake. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. 7. What's in the box? 7 Samurai. Classic from Kurosawa. The Shape of Water. Look, it's more than about fish sex. I mean, it's definitely a wonderful fantasy. So, and an interesting allegory to war itself. That's a fantastic film from Guillermo del Toro. Classic, Shawshank Redemption. Shazam. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I haven't seen the second movie yet. I will. This is an underrated Christmas film, and I think it should be a classic in my book. The Shop Around the Corner. Now, if you're familiar with You've Got Mail, the movie with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, there's a reference to a bookstore with that name, and that movie is based on this movie. And if you're a fan of Jimmy Stewart, you'll love this movie. Yeah, it's a Christmas film, so yeah, watch this, please. Shutter Island. A pretty good Scorsese film. I don't think it's one of his top tier films, but it's good. Great Denis Villeneuve film, Sicario. Not as good because Villeneuve was not involved and Blunt wasn't in it. Sicario, Day of the Soldado, but it's solid. Signs. Another movie that blew my expectations out of the water. A Simple Favor had terrible teasers and terrible marketing, but the movie overall is wildly entertaining. It's very darn good. Yeah. Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain. Classic. Skyfall. Snowpiercer. The first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. That one's a good movie. I like the second one better, but this was fun. Soul. Speed. Or the bus that couldn't slow down. Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. I like Home. I like Far From Home. Oh, not Far From Home. No Way Home the best. Homecoming is very good. Far From Home, it's fine. But this is my personal. Actually, no. And until I saw the sequel, Into the Spider-Verse, but Across the Spider-Verse, in my mind, was a better film, better sequel, and this is excellent. So, yeah. This is my last Ghibli film, Spirited Away. Great movie. I got this for free after winning this, and Spotlight, Best Picture winner. This is a compelling film. Definitely a good double feature with All the President's Men. Star is Born, remake. Another remake, actually. Guilty Pleasure, Stargate. This is fun. Star Wars The Force Awakens. I only own this one because, then the Rogue One because, the others I can watch it on Disney Plus. Straight Outta Compton. And here we go. Sunset Boulevard. Great film. All right, we're done with the S's. Whew, that was a marathon. All right, to the T's. We're almost there, folks. One of my favorite films from the collection, Tampopo, a lot of fun. And if you like films about noodles, or just food, or just plain fun, or satire about genres, you'll love this movie. Funny comedy. One of my absolute favorites from 2022, Tar. I don't know why I have this, but I do. Tenet. Got this for free. It's fine. It's fine. It's not one of Nolan's best movies. This is a masterpiece. There Will Be Blood. Thief. Classic. The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. This Is the End. I like this remake more than the original, the Thomas Crown Affair. Yeah, slick film. If you want to compare it to the James Bond films, the Pierce Brosnan James Bond films, I think it's the second best behind GoldenEye. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Throne of Blood, Kurosawa. Another Hitchcock, To Catch a Thief. Tombstone, another one that my friends were telling me to watch over and over, and I did. A lot of fun. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. This was better than just fun and good. This was a great sequel. One of the best sequels ever. You're gonna lambaste me, but I got Toy Story 4. I need to get the other movies. Yeah, they're the better movies, but yeah, this is good. But I know it's unacceptable that I don't have the other 3 on Blu-ray. Yeah, it's my least favorite, but I still like it. Train to Busan, fantastic zombie horror film. Training Day, a fun movie. Trick or Treat, except for one. I think I already said it before, which one it is, but or which creature I do not like. But Trick or Treat, fun movie. And Tropic Thunder, the director's cut. I actually prefer the original cut, but this one's fun. All right, we're almost there. Almost there. All right, here comes the remainder of the alphabet. So we're going to start with another fun one. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yep. An anxiety-ridden film, Uncut Gems. Upgrade. Very good movie with a fantastic ending. Us. Good Jordan Peele movie. V for Vendetta. Videodrome. I like this movie. This is going to be a traditional viewing for the holidays. Violent Night. Okay, I only have this on Blu-ray. The others I only have on the old DVD, but I got that one on digital as well. So, but this one, War for the Planet of the Apes. Also, another thank you to my friends for making me watch this. And it's worth it because it's now in my top 100, barely. But Warrior, fantastic movie. Fantastic. Loved it. Underrated film, The Way Back. Very funny 70s film, What's Up, Doc? This will be a good double feature with Bringing Up Baby that I showed you earlier. Classic rom-com, When Harry Met Sally. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? A classic in my book. Wind River, a disturbing, underrated film. The Witch. The Wolf of Wall Street. Masterpiece, in my opinion. Scorsese scores another masterpiece. Let's see how he does with Killers of the Flower Moon this decade, this year. Wonder Woman. Oh, man, I was so disappointed with the sequel. My favorite movie of 2021, I'm going to censor it here. The Worst Person in the World. Great movie. Wrath of Man, underrated Guy Ritchie film. X. The double set of Yojimbo Sanjuro. There. I love this anime film, Your Name. And last but not least of this Blu-ray, traditional Blu-ray collection, Zootopia. Now we're not done yet. We're gonna have this the sets now. So here we go. Okay, so we're gonna end it with the sets, and I have some. All right, so what I have here is the Alfred Hitchcock, The Ultimate Collection on Blu-ray. Yeah, a lot of very good films, a lot of interesting films. Let's see, yeah, I'm not gonna read them all out loud, but yeah, this is a very good collection if you're an Ultimate Hitchcock fan. Personally, my favorite is Rear Window. But yeah, I mean, it's really good. I think my underrated film from Hitchcock, I'm going to say Frenzy. Yeah, Frenzy is the underrated film for me. It's a very good movie. So, yeah, that was fun. Okay, from Criterion, the Before trilogy, one of the few perfect trilogies in my mind. It doesn't feel written at all. It just feels like we're eavesdropping on their conversation, spanning decades, and it's lovely. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Bruce Lee, his greatest hits. This is a fun collection here. I've seen 4 of the 5. I haven't seen Game of Death. Right now, personally, Enter the Dragon's my favorite, but yeah, they're all fun. Except for Game of Death, I haven't seen it yet, so yeah. I think you've seen this one, Die Hard. 4 movies, not the 5th movie. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, they're all good in my opinion, but that 5th one just can go, ugh, it's awful. It's so bad. The Holiday Peanuts Collection. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. You treasure it like you're a kid again. I mean, you watch it like you're a kid, and then you just pass it on to other generations. But, yeah, I love watching these specials every year, especially when they moved it to Apple Plus, but now I can watch it whenever. The Infernal Affairs trilogy. I recently got this, and I watched the first one, which is that inspired the Departed remake, and Infernal Affairs is really good. I need to see the sequels, but yeah, so far so good so far with that first movie. Let's see, Lethal Weapon collection. Yeah, 4th one is my least favorite. Now it's just the humor felt forced, in my opinion. But yeah, 1 and 2 are very, very good. 3 is good. I think the villain is just weak, but and 4 the villain's better, Jet Li, but it's just forced humor all around. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. These are fun movies. Oh man, this series gets better and better. I can't wait for Dead Reckoning Part 1. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, so you got 5 movies here, and then you got Fallout. Yeah, 2. Yeah, but the rest of the movie series, utterly fantastic and rewatchable. Not that yet. Not that yet. Okay. The Ocean's trilogy. These are all fun. This one is the most mature film. I think it's the most grown-up film if you can handle the experiments from Soderbergh, and it's actually heartwarming. It is my least favorite of the 3, but yeah, 11 and 13 are very good. 8's fine. I just don't go back and rewatch it, but it did miss that Soderbergh feel. So no offense to the group who made 8, but yeah, these are all fun. Okay, now we can get to this one. The Scream 3 movie collection. There's the Scream 5, and then Scream 4 here. I'll get the 6th movie. I did enjoy 6. I actually enjoy it more than number 5, actually. Although the revelation was a little disappointing, but no, I think everyone except for 3 was fun. Yeah, the 3rd one's not my favorite, but they're all a lot of fun to watch during the month of horror. Let's see, what's next? Okay, here we go. The Stanley Kubrick 3-film 4K collection. All good in their own outright. Say this one's my least favorite, Full Metal Jacket, because I think the first hour was so good, that it does falter within the Vietnam War fight sequences, but they're all good in their own outright. But yeah, it's great to look at for sure. The Star Trek 10 movie Stardate collection, all 10 movies. I don't have the new ones on Blu-ray for some reason. I do enjoy those, but yeah, almost all of the movies here I enjoy, except for Final Frontier and I gotta admit, Insurrection was a little boring, and the motion picture is a little boring. But Nemesis is kind of a guilty pleasure. But yeah, they're all they all have good qualities. Let's just say that. Are rewatchable in my opinion. Okay, the Three Colors trilogy. They have a classical feel to them, an unpredictable adult feel to them. Poetic, lyrical, mythic, fantastic. I don't know why I put this almost last. I put The World's End, but it's really the Cornetto trilogy. World's End, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. My favorite is Hot Fuzz. Shaun of the Dead is really good, and then The World's End's last, but yeah, they're all fun movies. All right, 3 more to go. My apologies. The World of Wong Kar-wai. This is a rewarding series of movies. Here are the movies right there. I've seen them all except for 2046. Yeah, except for 2046, which I have not seen. I like them all. I think I like Chungking Express the best. Fallen Angels and In the Mood for Love are really close. But yeah, it's a good... I like these movies a lot. Okay, 2 more. A couple of big ones. Universal Classic Monsters Collection. Yeah, I got this at a really good deal. Really good price. There are the movies. I've seen about half of them. And yeah, I would say most of them that I've seen are fun. They're a lot of fun. I would say my favorite, I think it's The Invisible Man or The Bride of Frankenstein. It's one of those two. Yeah, even though Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, that's a fun movie. So yeah, so I'm gonna continue watching these during October. So it's a fun time. Yeah. Now, last but not least, and this was an investment. Hold on a moment. Apologies for the darkness. Okay. Ugh, it's heavy. Ingmar Bergman's Cinema. This one I got at a good deal, cheaper than most, but it's an investment, and so far, so good. Yeah, you can see all these movies here. There we go. All right, so all these movies, I think, let's see. I've seen Port of Call, To Joy. Underrated Bergman film. I like that movie a lot. Have not seen that or that. I've seen that. I have not seen that yet. Nope. Unfortunately, yes. This is the one big one I have to see. So yeah. No. Yes. Yeah. Yes. One of my favorites. No. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm over halfway there. But so far, only 2 I thoroughly dislike so far. But the rest of the movies are rewarding, intellectual, challenging watches that make you think, and yeah, that make you think about life and religion and other themes. But Bergman is a master filmmaker, so yeah, that's fine. And that's it. That's my collection right there. Even holding it with one hand is heavy. All right, and that's it. That's my collection. I hope you enjoyed this journey. You can find my the links to my social media platforms down below, and comment what do you think. Compliment what you think. Well, comment below. You can tell me what I'm missing, what you can recommend, and all that jazz. So yeah, now I'm a little tired of getting all these movies here. I gotta put them away. Well, actually, I did put most of them away, but You know what I mean. All right, then. Until next time, be safe, be careful, and God bless you all. All right. Take care. Goodbye.